Can Ian Garry redeem himself after the WAG drama and pulling out with pneumonia from UFC 296? Will Geoff Neal make Ian Garry pay for the mugshot t-shirt? Stick around to hear my prediction. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. All right, guys. So Ian Garry making his return after pulling out at UFC 296, and he's fighting now who he was supposed to fight last year in Geoff Neal. Now, this fight has a lot of bad blood, given that Ian Garry put Geoff Neal's mugshot on a t-shirt and did a press run about Geoff Neal's arrest or whatever he did. And given Ian Garry's drama with how to be a wag and people going after his wife and the beef with Sean Strickland, it'll be interesting to see how Ian Garry bounces back from all of that. Now, this is just my opinion. I think Ian Garry strategically let all of the how to be a wag drama die down before kind of showing his face again. And I think that he really is a sensitive guy from what I've seen. He went after Neil Magny as a father. He went after Geoff Neal's arrest. And then when people came for him, it became, oh, like lawsuit this, blah, blah, blah. I went over that in previous videos. And I feel like a lot of the MMA fan base has a pretty unified opinion of Ian Garry. So I won't get into all of that. I'm here to talk about mostly this fight. Now, this fight does have some stakes when it comes to the welterweight division because this could be Ian Garry's, top 10 win, start working towards a title fight. And I think that the UFC probably wants him to work up towards a title fight, given that, you have Michael Venom Page that just got signed, and you have Ian Garry is also from the UK, or is from Ireland. I think that the UFC is pushing for a big event in England later this year. I could see Ian Garry getting in there with a title shot. I know that there's Bilal and Shavkat ahead of them, but the UFC wants to do big events in places that they haven't done them before or haven't done them in a while. Now, I could see these big Europe events happening with Leon at the top of the card against another European fighter. I could see it happening if Topuria beats Volk. And they have Tom Aspinall as an interim champ now. And so I think that the UFC is really trying to push into Europe, or at least more than they have been in the past. Ian Garry's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. This is his first big matchup. Neil Magny was a ranked fighter, and that he also beat D-Rod, but Neil Magny came in on short notice and honestly looked not great. I mean, got eaten up with leg kicks. Now, Geoff Neal, this is also a big fight for him because a win over Ian Garry could probably get him a top 5 opponent next. There are some stakes to this. It's not a number 1 contenders fight for both guys. It's probably not a number 1 contenders fight at all. Both of these guys, big pivotal fight in their careers. Ian Garry looking to stay undefeated and work towards the top. Geoff Neal's probably on the back end of his career. So a loss would, move him back down the ladder and probably close the door on any potential title shots in the future. And from a technicality standpoint, we're going to see what's what with these guys striking. Now, Ian Garry has established himself as an elite kickboxer. I mean, he beats the brakes off of people. As unlikable as he is, as much controversy has surrounded him, his talent is really undeniable. He is amazing on the feet, and it's actually really great to watch. With Geoff Neal, he is definitely more of just a straight up boxer in MMA. He lost to Shavkat fairly convincingly, in my opinion. And I think that this fight, from a technical and skill standpoint, heavily slants towards Ian Garry. With that said, I feel that Geoff Neal is going to be in deep water here against Ian Garry. Now, I know a lot of us want to see Ian Garry lose. I know that most of us don't like him. But just from a objective, technical, and talent standpoint, I think that Geoff Neal is going to get absolutely smoked. So my official prediction for Ian Garry and Geoff Neal at UFC 298 is that Ian Garry will win by KO or TKO and move into a top 5 matchup. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you have Ian Garry or Geoff Neal winning this fight? And tell me why. If you like this video and you want more content just like this, click that subscribe button down below. If you want more content from me, go check out my weekly comedy podcast, the Hissyfit podcast, and go check out my personal channel, Wyatt's World. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.